Already? I know I'm dead. Oh wait, hold up.
Holy shit!
Good afternoon, lads, and welcome back to Koality Time, a monthly series of podcasts where you lads can get to see what's been going on in my life lately, what's been going on with the channel. We can chat, cover some random topics, share some stories, and answer some of your lads' comment questions. Now, I know this video is a day late. Again. I mean, it wouldn't be a Koala video if it were on schedule, would it? They all have to be late. That's a rule for this channel now. These videos absolutely cannot under any circumstances come out when they're scheduled for. So when I say, don't you worry lads, episode 4 will come out on the 12th as scheduled, well, you all know what that means, don't you? So I was looking over the comments of the last episode and I realised that there weren't a whole lot of questions to be featured in this month's video, which is probably because in the last episode I spent such a long time discussing what I titled the video after, copyright rules on YouTube. I think the first 25 minutes of the video was just that, just a bit of an unrelated rant. It really had little relation to you guys, or to, I guess, updating you on what's been going on. Which is the point of this series, to kind of get some transparency out there, as well as to put my own personality out there so that you lads can get to know me outside of who I am when I'm making the content that you all originally came to watch. Well, I did answer a whole bunch of your comment questions in that part, and for those of you who did stick around to see them answered, bless your hearts, because I didn't even timestamp the different sections of the video. That just proves how shit I am. I have done that now for last month, however. In fact, it was only yesterday that I did that, when I went looking for comments to feature in today's podcast. But if any of you did ask questions in episode 1, and you didn't see them answered in episode 2 because it seemed like the whole video was just my rambling about YouTube regulations, do go back and revisit last month's episode. I've left timestamps to these sections right at the top of the video description, so you should have no difficulty skipping right to the Q&A section. I have remembered to do that for this episode, by the way, lads, so check below if you want to skip to that. From memory, I answered some questions like, would I move back to the UK, what countries do I want to visit, and would I feature more museum visits and military stuff on the channel, something about the funniest moment I've had in a video game, and a question asked by fellow YouTuber Spitflyer, who's just hit 20,000 subscribers, so a massive congratulations to him. Actually lads, everybody who is watching this video, I have a challenge for you. See, Spit a few weeks ago made a jab at my getting all salty whenever someone used the term AMX-56 for the French Leclerc main battle tank, because it's a fake name. And he basically said, guys, all go onto Koala's latest video and type AMX-56, it'll be absolutely hilarious. Yes, Spit, you're very funny. Well, it's time for you to get a taste of your own medicine. Lads, everyone who's watching this video right now, I want you to immediately open up a new tab, go over to Spit's latest video, I believe it's about War Thunder Esports, and type in the comments, Koala says congratulations on 20,000 subs, but stick to props. It's an inside joke, he'll get it. See, we've had this back and forth over the last few days about different tier 6 jets because Spit has been absolutely hating the Hunter F6, saying it's an absolute joke, not at all on par with the F100 or the MiG-19, say, and it's nothing but painful to fly. While it's actually become one of my favourite aircraft in the whole game, I cannot get enough of it. Having said that, I haven't actually played much of War Thunder jets over the past few days, weeks, because I've been grinding through some other games, namely World of Warships and World of Tanks. World of Tanks is actually something I'll be putting up formally on the channel in just a few days to maybe a week. I think you lads should enjoy it, and just to spoil the title, World of Tanks from a War Thunder player's perspective. What I'm hoping will happen is that that'll bring in a few new tankers from that game, they'll hopefully enjoy the video, perhaps subscribe to the channel, we might bring in a whole new audience of, a few thousand people. And hopefully, it'll be a helping hand for my... Really, Duke? I don't know if you heard that, but the dog next door is... He won't shut up. Yes, I get it, they left you alone. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, hopefully the World of Tanks video will be a helping hand for my World of Warships content as well, because the audience crosses over nicely. See, I might as well go into this now. We'll come back to the Hunter and Spitfire later, but I've been having some incredible success with the IRL military history videos lately, my Koala Explained series. They're all doing fantastically, and I'm very excited to make some more of them. My goal is to do at least one per week, but of course it's been about 3 weeks since the Type 10 video because I'm just a bit shit. But I definitely don't want to drop the War Thunder content, and you lads will have noticed that I've been doing a lot of discussion videos regarding War Thunder, regarding potential new vehicles, as well as my Operation Heat coverage where I talked about the vehicles coming for the event. But I've really let the ball drop on the content I originally set out to make, which was a combination between the live gameplays that Fly does, and the tutorial guide style videos that Orange and Spitfire do, or used to do in Orange's case. You might remember his series, War Thunder's Longest Matches. Those were some of my favourite War Thunder videos. I really hope he makes some more of them, now that he's kind of returning to regular content. So there's not been a lot of the old War Thunder content from me these past couple of months, because I've expanded my repertoire, I guess, quite extensively quite quickly. I started to do regular World of Warships videos, and the big ones, the Koala Explained series. World of Warships it's not nearly as grindy as World of Tanks, but it's still a bit of a grind, and Koala Explained, those videos all take hours and hours and hours to prepare. Now, as we said, the latter has been doing really exceptionally well. Almost 150,000 views on the T90 video, and roughly 100,000 on a couple of the others. I think all of them have surpassed 50,000. That's a lot of views for me. It's not every day that I have videos that successful. I wish it was. Because then I wouldn't be scrounging for cash just to upgrade my PC and internet and hopefully get back to live streaming. More on that another time. But I think you lads enjoy these long form videos from me, and they're obviously popular among new viewers. However, they're not exactly translating into a massive amount of new subscribers. I mean, as I said, all of them have between 50 and 150,000 views, and we're still sitting below 30,000 subs. I'm not being ungrateful or anything, it's just worth noting, because some content is great for views, but not so much for viewer retention. But my thought process has been that viewers who are seeing those videos are checking out my channel page and seeing, wait, hang on, this isn't a historian or military journalism channel, it's a video gaming channel, and it's for this one game called War Thunder. Isn't that spammy pay-to-win plane game I always see clickbait advertisements for on the side of my web browser? Well, stuff this, I'm not subscribing to this channel. Hopefully that's not the case, but I think you lads get what I mean. It just seems a little weird to cover military history videos, do vehicle spotlights, make these almost lecture-style, journalism-style videos on real-life tech, and then play this one specific video game, which isn't even particularly all that well known. It's not like Call of Duty or anything, and it's far from a simulator as well. It's not like Grim Reapers, who covers DCS. So the channel just seems a bit all over the place, which means the War Thunder viewers don't feel like they're watching the same channel they originally subbed for, the Koala Explains viewers don't feel like it's a channel they want to subscribe to because it's a War Thunder channel, and only you guys are left. Now, you lads are my favourites, but shh, don't tell anyone else. But unfortunately, though I wish it wasn't true and that I didn't have to say this, but the perhaps 2,000 people who care enough about the channel itself to watch these videos are not enough of a splash for my content to be filtered out there on the internet. It's a case of the biggest guy makes the biggest splash, so if I want to reach new audiences with, example, my World of Warships content, I have to be getting enough views on those videos already anyway that the videos start getting recommended to new people. They start being shared around, and people see that splash. And to make that kind of splash, you need a lot of loyal viewers. Well, only around 5 to 10% of my subscribers are you guys who come around to watch whatever I put up, just because you like to see my content. And I'm so ridiculously thankful to you lads for that. It's just that that's not enough. It's not a big enough number that your average World of Warships player is going to get my new World of Warships videos recommended to them. They're never going to see them, regardless of how much they might enjoy them, because they only get around 1,500 to maybe 3,000 views on average. YouTube doesn't promote them. So the War Thunder audience thinks, what's going on? He's not making the content I came for, I'm out. The Koala Explains crowd don't want to subscribe to a primarily War Thunder channel that just occasionally covers some stuff they end up seeing because it did make a big splash and get 60,000 views. And the World of Warships audience just isn't here to begin with, and they're never going to arrive unless one of two things happen. Either I clickbait the living shit out of my World of Warships content, and I definitely don't want to do that. The How to Dallas video title was a little cheeky enough already. Or my channel ends up with at least, I'll say 10,000 viewers who would watch basically anything I uploaded. People who are loyal to the channel itself regardless of the content being put up. And of course, I don't deserve that, quote unquote. I don't think anybody deserves that. It just doesn't work like that. But call it a goal for me to have enough people watching whatever I upload that if I were to start uploading Rainbow Six Siege videos, for instance, the Rainbow Six community would all of a sudden start getting this new YouTuber recommended to them. Hey, this Koala lad has been making Rainbow Six videos, and about 10,000 people are watching them every time he does. Maybe you'd like to see them too. What would then happen would be that some of the new Rainbow Six viewers would see the channel, enjoy the content, hopefully, subscribe, contribute to the growth of the channel, and that means even more viewers. I would start seeing, you know, if I uploaded something like Star Citizen, the same thing would happen there, because I'm making enough of a splash with every video that it doesn't matter what I upload, the people in that community are going to end up seeing it, at least some of them. By the time I'm achieving those viewer numbers, I think Star Citizen might actually be released. It seems like a very self-absorbed kind of goal, you know? I want to be famous, I want to be loved, but it's not that. Or at least I don't think it is, but of course, I'm biased. What it is a case of, I've had a dream since I was 12 years old and watching Minecraft and Monster Hunter videos on YouTube, that one day I'd be a YouTuber as a full-time career. It literally has been that long. Since 2009, this has been my dream job. And this is just the formula you need to follow in order to make that work. Because I can't just make War Thunder content. The audience just isn't there for new creators. Someone like Fly has been around since the birth of the game. Of course, he's retained probably 50,000 subscribers who pop around to watch him play, even though they don't even play the game anymore themselves. And Fly has the luxury that no matter what he uploads, it will get viewed. So if he started uploading, I don't know, Fortnite or League of Legends videos, he'd get a whole bunch of new people seeing his channel, because those Fortnite or League of Legends videos were popular enough, just by virtue of loyal viewers to his channel watching them regardless because they love him, that the videos would pop up in the recommended feeds of people who've never heard of Fly Daily before. Now, Fly would still have the same problem of they're not going to keep coming around if they see that 90% of his videos are for a game they don't even play and have no interest in playing. But perhaps his channel would grow by 10%, and it, you know, would be possible for him to branch out and develop content that covers a wider variety of topics. Keep in mind that when I say having a percentage of the subscriber base that's loyal enough to watch anything he or I put up, it still has to be good content. I don't expect any of you would want to watch complete drivel if I just started uploading some rubbish content. No matter how many viewers you have that are loyal to whatever you upload, you still need standards, and, you know, I still want to keep them. So rest assured that I will always try my best to make my videos ones that you will enjoy. And I sincerely hope that some of you guys who see this might give my World of Warships series a look, because I do put probably even more effort into them to make sure that even though I'm a lot less familiar with that style of video, and it's not a video style that I have an existing community, a subscriber base for, it's just as entertaining for you guys as the War Thunder content I've been making since 2017, which is obviously what originally got you subscribing and got my channel started. I hope you lads are understanding what I mean by that. To sum it up, they say that roughly 10% of your subscribers are going to be those loyal few who, as long as it's good content, will watch whatever you upload just because they like you. And for me, that's you guys watching this video right here, and I love you for it to the moon and back. But in order to successfully branch out into new content, you have to make enough of a splash with that 10% that brand new viewers will begin to see your channel, and then you have to convince them to stay. Ideally, what will happen is that a lot of them will, your total number of subscribers will skyrocket overnight, and proportionately, the number of that loyal 10% will go up. 10% of a bigger total equals more people, basically. What can happen though, and what I'm worried will happen to me, is that the other 90% of your audience just leaves, and they don't bother coming back anymore because chances are what you're uploading won't appeal to them. That makes branching out into new content particularly dangerous. It'd be amazing if I had, you know, an infinite amount of time and I could just produce 10 videos a day for all of you, so everything I was uploading in a day, someone wanted to watch, but I obviously can't do that. Uploading more variety content means uploading less frequent War Thunder videos, and that's where I'm worried. So to circle back, my thinking process is that if I branch out into World of Warships and World of Tanks content, at the same time I do Koala Explains videos, I won't have this problem. What will happen is that rather than new Koala Explains viewers coming to the channel and saying, hey, this isn't a historian channel, it's a War Thunder channel, I don't play War Thunder, bye bye, they'll see a variety channel that covers real-life history spotlights in those long-form journalism-style videos, perhaps museum visits and demonstrations, and other real-life footage, and some various video games that tie into that topic of 20th to 21st century military history and technology, including War Thunder, along with World of Tanks, World of Warships, maybe Cold Waters, DCS, Squad, Armor, all those sorts of things, a more general base of content that they can say, I like this, and I want to see more from this guy. Now, if that happens, that should translate into my channel just continuing to grow, which every day it grows, I'll be a little more secure in making a career out of it, and I'm more able to make content that is better and better and better. It's all about the argument of whether or not you should generalize or specialize. Generalizing, hoping to access a much wider audience on a shallower level, like spreading butter a bit more thinly over the bread, but covering more bread. Or specializing, hoping to pinpoint an exact audience that will love everything you do because all of it falls under the exact same category. Take for example, a War Thunder YouTuber that only covers top tier jet guides. Adam, Whoop-De-Doo, Defin. They make a very specific style of content. And that's great, people love them for it. And they get very consistent viewership because of that. Those who are subscribed to them all love all of their content. But there isn't nearly so much of a market for that. You definitely couldn't make a career out of it, and I assume all those lads who I just mentioned don't actually have that goal, and if they were to start trying making World of Tanks or World of Warships content, hell, even War Thunder, I don't know, arcade tanks gameplay or naval forces gameplay, the viewership, I doubt would be there. No offense, of course, to any of those lads, I love all three of them, you should definitely go check them out, they are great players, and their videos have the Koality seal of approval. But the fact that they're relying on pinpointing a specific type of content means that they can't really branch out. Their viewers just wouldn't come back for it. To finish this topic, I just want to say that I'm not mad or salty that you guys don't seem to be flocking to my World of Warships videos as much as you may do a War Thunder dev blog news video perhaps. That wasn't the point of this at all, and I hope you lads do know that everything I'm saying belongs under the proviso that I'm doing it specifically for you guys. I just want to be doing it for as many of you as possible. Because the whole purpose of making a career out of YouTube is to then have the financial freedom to invest in better quality stuff, to make better content for you guys, for YouTube, and entertain more of you. That's always been my goal. And I'm so completely uninterested in fame and fortune if I haven't got not just friends in my life, but also you guys yourselves to share it with and revel in it with. Just know that it would be very, very helpful to the channel if you do want to go check out my World of Warships videos and, you know, the variety of content that I'm going to start putting up. And if you are so inclined, just know that I have done my best to make sure that they're still just as entertaining for you. Of course, only go and watch them if you're going to enjoy them. It's not homework. I just thought I'd share with you my whole personal thought process on this new variety that appears to be coming to the channel. And I hope to God my channel currently is big enough and well liked enough to pull it off. I literally want nothing more than that. If it were possible to make a living out of only 10,000 or 20,000 people of you, I would just make War Thunder content till the end of time for you. Unfortunately, that's just not the direction YouTube seems to be going. Anyway, I did say that I'd come back to the whole Hunter F6 situation, but I think we've been going long enough. You'll have to watch future War Thunder videos in order to get the rest of that conversation. Let's get on to a couple of your lads' comments, which these are both War Thunder related anyway and are both pretty easy to answer. Firstly, back in episode 1, Emerald Chess wants to know my thoughts on War Thunder having an official aerobatics team. Well, the idea sounds quite good, it'd be fantastic to see. Or would it? I don't feel any remorse in saying that War Thunder's replay/spectator system when compared to Wargaming's or a game like Rainbow Six that is designed with esports in mind is fucking dreadful. It's an absolute joke. It makes the game feel like it's in early access alpha, despite Gaijin insisting that we were out of beta more than 12 months ago. Yeah, right. I also just don't think that War Thunder would get much out of it. I mean, would people really come into live streams to watch it? Probably not enough to make it worthy of Gaijin's attention, when this game has such a multitude of issues that need fixing with higher priority than that. But there are community-driven aerobatic shows that are live streamed. You can spectate these custom battles and watch the participants do their stuff. I never have, but if Gaijin were to stream that sort of thing, it'd be cool, I guess, but I doubt it'd really take off, pun intended, and it certainly wouldn't be likely to be a marketable promotion for the game. This is what Spitfire was talking about in his recent esports and War Thunder video, which you 100% should go check out, because it made me really excited for the idea of a War Thunder esports bringing the game to new viewers. Secondly, TJ Earlbeck asks what I think about Gaijin adding playable self-propelled artillery into War Thunder, to which I'll say a resounding no. I am dead set against that. I didn't used to be, but my opinion has changed recently. Number one, we all know the response people are going to give. Fix the game before adding new shit, which is fair enough, although that's a whole other discussion, which I'll be talking about that whole, fix the game in 1.91 in a couple of days. But currently, map design and layout and the overall feel of the game, which the game mechanics and UI are, it's all very bare bones, very reliant on the player kind of knowing what to do. There's no spotting system, just the old Mark 1 eyeball. I don't know if artillery would really fit. They'd either be a copy-paste of World of Tanks artillery, but Wargaming has map design that really allows you to combat artillery, or at least avoid them. Plus they have the spotting system, so you're invisible to them until an actual tank gets close to you. Or they wouldn't have the top-down gameplay because, well, in War Thunder there's no aiming circles, there's no spotting system. Artillery would just wreck the game if they were able to dunk on you from the very beginning of the game. So instead, it'd just be about guesswork and aiming for areas where you suspect enemy tanks are, coordinating chevrons on the minimap and trying to translate that into an exact range and direction, and then aim way up and lob shells at the enemy. I think people would just use them as derp gun tank destroyers, which would be okay, bit pointless, but okay. We can add in, say, an M7 Priest, a Birch gun, a Grilla, an SU-14. But once again, there are more important things to work on, and playable artillery are very low on my list. Still, if Gaijin were to try it, I'd certainly be interested to see how it ends up working. It's not a priority, and I don't think it should be. Arash Rahim, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, asks if I have a pilot's license, or if not, do I want to get one? And the answer to that, I did actually want to be a pilot when I was a kid. I almost considered going in to be a Royal Australian Air Force pilot a few years back. About 5 years ago, I was actually going in for interviews, but I had some issues with my back and my spine that prevented me from going into that line of work. As for having a pilot's license, no, I don't. I would absolutely love to, but it is exorbitantly expensive to go through the training and to get that. And then having or co-owning an aircraft, being able to fuel the thing, etc. It's far more money than I could ever hope to get together anytime soon. Perhaps one day when my PC has all the bells and whistles, I've moved back to the UK, gotten a nice big house with maybe a Ferrari, and my channel has 50 million subscribers, then it's on the list, let's put it that way. And that's all our questions for this month. Make sure you leave anything you want to ask me next month down below. If you want me to discuss any other random topics, anything you want to ask me about myself or the channel, or ask me to talk about, do me a favour and include at the top of your comment #question, and hopefully I'll answer it in the next episode. I know there was somebody who wanted me to talk about some specific historical battle. I lost your comment, my friend, I'm sorry, but if you do want to repost that comment, if there's any topics you want me to go over, feel free to suggest them. Now to finish you off, I've got a rather amusing anecdote for you. See, my mother runs this playgroup for 1 to 4 year old children, and there's a whole bunch of, play equipment that's set up for the wee kids, which I go in the morning to, with her to help her set that up, and then head home to start working on content. Now, occasionally, I'm still setting that kind of thing up when people start arriving. There's things like trampolines, little kitchen sets, cubby house, things like that. And occasionally I'm still there when people start rocking up, and one of the weens that comes regularly is actually my partner Monica's niece. She's almost 4 years old. Her name's Evie. And if you've seen the Disney movie Moana, she looks exactly like Moana as a baby. Literally that's what she looks like. She adores me, by the way. When I happen to be at Monica's house, because both of us still live with our families, but when I'm over there and Evie and of course her parents around, I cannot get her off me. All she wants is piggyback. She wants to read me stories, play hide and seek, and she just wants to, you know, sit next to me at the table if they're around for lunch. She just wants to be with me. I'm her favourite. It's really just the absolute worst. I love her to death. But when she happens to see me at my mum's playgroup, just by coincidence, it's like she doesn't believe it's really me. She turns into the shyest lass you'd ever meet. She hides behind her mum's leg, won't look at me. It's like, no, it's not you. You're not here. This isn't your place. You know that thing where perhaps if you're, you know, a school-age person, you see a school friend, or perhaps if you work, you have a uniform and bump into a work friend outside of that place where you know them from. It is a little weird. They're not dressed how you know them because you're used to them having a uniform on. They might just be doing some random life things like shopping, but it's a little confronting. Like, this isn't the place where you're supposed to be. It's a regular, well, Evie really doesn't like that. I've no idea if she knows that the woman running her playgroup is my mum, or if she thinks I've just turned up out of nowhere and it's... You can tell it's weirding her out. And she's aware. Her mum will be like, you know, hey, don't be shy, you know who that is, and she'll have this embarrassed little Mona Lisa smile. So she knows it's me, it's like it doesn't compute. Anyway, I thought that was quite funny. I'm going to leave it here because Monica's just turned up. I'm not going to talk about our new Teespring merch store in too much depth. I'm sure you lads have heard me talk about that already in the last couple of videos, or on Discord or Twitter. And the sample merchandise hasn't arrived yet. I hoped it would arrive before today, but maybe I'll put up a new design or two by the end of the month, and we'll talk about that when I have some to wear and to show you in next month's podcast. Lads, thank you so much for watching today's Koality time. I hope you enjoyed it, and that if you did, you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, hit that bell icon, join the 360 squad, and make sure you leave your comment questions for next month, once again with the hashtag question. It really makes it much easier on me finding them, and gives you a greater chance of getting them featured next episode. Come follow me on Twitter and Twitch, join the Discord, and check out Patreon or join up here on YouTube if you do want to support me further. Until next time, lads, always remember, keep your bagpipes to hand, keep your kilt on, and I shall see you in the next one. I say a wee thank you to these lads for supporting me on Patreon. Captain Fubar, DA261, Gisli Gadarson, and Dark Recon. You lads are bra. If you wish to join them, come check out the link in the description below.